Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think it would happen this soon. But we have a new bottom. Fuck the Nova Chrysolaris Saga. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The Fabula Nova Chrysolaris Saga is garbage. Garbage. Final Fantasy Type 0 rating video, 4 sessions, no cheats. He's negative 94 to story, or a negative 102 to gameplay. Hey, let's fucking end this shit. I know I still have the rant view to record, but at least then I won't have anything. I will never have to talk about this fucking saga ever again. And not the fucking 13 trilogy, not this. Yes, now you might think, oh, what about 15? Well, 15, we'll see. But I probably won't be replaying 13 either. Or 15, rather. Ugh, keep getting the numbers mixed up. Ugh, I hate this saga. 2 positives to story, let's just get right into it. The Alexander summoning scene, that was actually really well done. And as much as I'm going to blast it with negatives later, the ending was actually pretty good. Now let's get into the negatives. Almost all of these are presentation negatives, by the way. I'm not even joking. Let's get right into it. The camera work is atrocious. The storyboarding is atrocious. The brickwork, oh god. I never knew what the fuck I was looking at half the time with this fucking brickwork. Yeah, this probably won't take me very long because I'm not going to spend much time on this garbage. I've ranted enough about this fucking game. And hopefully my computer won't randomly shut off. But we'll see. The sprite work is pretty bad. The visual storytelling, the story sequencing. Seriously, the story sequencing is so bad. We jump from event to event to event with no rhyme or reason. There's no throughput, which is what story sequencing is. There's usually at least some connective tissue. Even in the 13s, there was kind of a flow of the sequence of events, right? Even if that flow of the sequence of events was as simple as, oh, I don't know, Lightning hops on a train and goes to the next area, you know? I mean, granted, Lightning Returns didn't exactly have good story sequencing. There was some bad story sequencing going on there too, but that's beside the point. Oh, did I really put the storyboarding twice? Shit, I did. Huh. Or, no, wait. Yeah, I did. Oh, crap. No, I've got one, and no, I can salvage this. Bad cutscene direction. Now, am I salvaging this just so that I don't have to freaking change the score mid-rating video as I have done several times? Yes, but at the same time, I hate Type 0 enough that it's like I'm not even gonna bother with that. Because the cutscene direction, usually we talk about the voice direction, right? Which is also god awful. But even just the directing of the cutscenes, like how the the storyboarding, the blocking, even like the directing of like, wait, did I give a cutscene flow negative? Because that's actually what I'm bitching about here. Here is cutscene flow. Give me a second. Actually, no, I didn't. Okay, cutscene flow. Oh, is a negative. That's what I'll call this one. Cutscene flow. Not the direction, but the flow. Because the cutscenes just don't flow naturally. Naturally, right? Cutscenes just happen because, oop, we gotta have a cutscene here. So, yeah. Bad cutscene flow. You know? Ugh. But yeah, the lip syncing. Normally, I'm not one to bitch about lip syncing, but God, the lip syncing was so bad in this one. Oh, it was like worse than Advent Children bad, and Advent Children's got some bad voice syncing, lip syncing. God damn it. The animations are crap. The voice acting, and the voice direction, as I just finished mentioning, are both utter garbage. The pacing is a triple negative. The dialogue, oh God, the dialogue in this game. Oh God, fuck the dialogue. Like, no joke. Today, when I'm recording this, I just started playing the next game that's going to start going live, which is Advanced Wars, right? Advanced Wars has better dialogue, and that one is written like it's a Saturday morning cartoon, and I mean that sincerely. Now, granted, I don't consider Saturday morning cartoon to be an insult, because there have been amazing Saturday morning cartoons for fucking decades. And people who say otherwise are fucking lying. I'm sorry. Even if it's to themselves, they're lying. God. Anyways. But yeah, this game just had way too many. Also, I gave a negative because the game is cowardly in terms of its use of cussing. This is an M-rated game, and the extent of the cussing is one character saying frickin'. Why'd you even bother shooting for the fucking M rating if you weren't going to fucking just commit to your M rating? You dumbasses. Ugh. Way too much tell, don't show. Also, there are tons of world-changing events that are off fucking screen. That pissed me right the hell off. The writing is also atrocious in this game. Oh, I cannot properly convey how bad the writing is. The writing is so bad because it's trying to be this war is hell message of kids getting like slowly devolving and being child soldiers slowly losing their humanity, but it does it in such a ham-fisted way. And I can fix it in one change. Just take away the stupid crystal memory crap. Yep. Done. God. And then there's all the lack of context, which is just, oh my God, what the actual fuck? Then there's the fact that this is an idiot plot. The bad use of the atmosphere and tone, because it's not so much that it's all over the place, but it's just badly presented, and it's like, oh my God. And then there was a couple of single negatives for lack of background lore and fake drama, because fake drama is all over the place in this game. The internal continuity is just fucking atrocious. The localization is crap. Seriously, this is some of the worst localization I've ever seen. I mean, not only is the English dialogue just like, what the fuck am I looking at, but it's voice acted too, and this is some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my entire life. And that's sad, because this game has Steve Bloom, Matt Mercer, and Bryce Poppenbrook in it. How do you fuck that up? Oh yeah, it's also got Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt. How the hell do you screw up when you have a voice cast like that? Well, you get one of the worst voice directors in the history of ever, apparently. Ugh. God, I hate this. The world building was a triple negative. There was bad use of the War is Hell and Child Soldiers themes. I hate Class Zero. They are awful fucking characters. I didn't really give them individual negatives. I think outside of... No, I didn't even give Machina his own separate negative, but you know what? He can just be lumped in with the fucking rest, because, yeah. Oof. No, he's actually the very next one. Machina in specific is just one of the worst fucking characters, and he was a triple negative. How could I forget that? Yeah, no, Machina sucked. I hated him. And no, not just because he's voiced by Bryce Poppenbrook. He's literally that bad of a fucking character. Okay, even if I hated Bryce Poppenbrook, I would say that this is a waste of Bryce Poppenbrook's talents. Okay, like just complete fucking waste of his talents. Then there's the Marshal voiced by Steve Bloom. I'm not even gonna dignify his name. I know it's Sid Alstein. I don't care. You can go fuck yourself, game. I am not dignified. That is the first and only time in this entire video I'm ever gonna say that fucking name. Because up yours, Type Zero. Then there's the Commandant. You know, the jackass who tells Machina randomly about Isana. Another guy who died right at the beginning, who's apparently Machina's brother. He's a fucking paint thinner guzzling asshole. Then there's the King of Concordia deciding to side with the fucking Militesi Empire, which ironically gets him fucked over when we fucking turn around and fucking nuke his ass with Alexander. Well, actually, we nuked Militesi, but like, fucking seriously, dude. We nuked Concordia with fucking Bahamut Zero. Well, one aspect of Concordia, but that's beside the point. Then there's the opening scene, which is the opening scenes, they're just not good. They're aiming to show that war is awful, but the problem is we have no context, and there really is there's no real pathos there. It's just depressing in all of the wrong ways. You want to show war is hell? You build up to the awfulness of war. Maybe even have the kids kind of get a wake-up call. Oh, that war is hell, by getting slapped across the knees when Isana dies. And then that changes Machina's entire attitude, right? But no, we have to go with the crystal erasing the memory crap, because fuck nuance, I guess. That's funny, that's 2 games in a row where I've said that. God. Negative to the intro, because no matter where you chop it, it's garbage. Then there's the opening scene with Kurosame, when Kurosame is introduced and Class Zero are being fucking morons and attacking him. That's your commanding officer, dumbasses. What are you, trying to get fucking court-martialed? And put before a firing squad? You fucking morons. No wonder it was so easy to pin the fucking assassination on you. Then there's the Marshal. Then there's the Marshal Urshal's speech, still not dignifying his name. Yes, I named him once in the actual document, but I am still not dignifying his goddamn name. I'm just calling him the Marshal. That way, Steve Bloom's talents, because that's what he's fucking there to do. Anyway, his speech is tepid, boring, and if you aren't invested, which is extremely difficult for you to be invested, oh god, it just comes across as just another dictator speech. God. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention 68 freaking negatives just to the presentation alone. Told you most of these were presentation. Which is hilarious because there aren't actually that many negatives for characters. Oh yeah, I forgot. I skipped over Aracia. She's not interesting. She's just boring. So, yeah. That is 6 negatives I gave to characters. Not a lot, but that's because there's no fucking characters in this game. Ugh. Or, no, 8. Sorry, 8 character negatives. Still, not a lot, but, I mean, duh, right? Then there's the whole, speaking of them being fucking dumbasses and attacking Kurosame, making it easy to pin an assassination on them, the pinning of the Queen of Concordia's assassination on Class Zero. That was fucking stupid. That whole storyline was just, what? What in the actual fuck is this nonsense? They didn't even think that through. Like, that didn't even, that shouldn't have even have got, that should have at least been an idea they fleshed out in, like 10 other drafts. God, this is such a first draft script. Ugh. Then there's the Rubrum Council meeting, which is just so stupid. Makes them all look like fucking paint-thinner-guzzling morons. And yes, you are in danger. The rest of the entire world is after you. Who fucking cares about the goddamn forbidden magic shit? Just fucking do whatever you have to save your asses. This is, god damn it. Then there's Incognitus, aka Machina's l'Cie disguise. Because that was just totally fucking worth it. Ugh. Then there's the whole joking around with Moglin thing. Which was just a bunch of bullshit. Just straight up a bunch of bullshit. Oh, and then suddenly when we enter Chapter 8, now we enter Death Doom, because what's consistency, right? Yeah, something the game ignores the entire time. Consistency is something that the game ignores the entire time, and especially at the start of Chapter 8. So that entire opening to Chapter 8 was a double negative. I mentioned I'd be giving negatives to the ending. The ending is just depressing, and while it is the second best scene in the game, it's still bad, and it's the ending of a terrible, badly written story, which means it's not even a satisfying payoff. It's just a terrible ending. It just doesn't work. It's awful. This is an awful finale to an awful story, which also led to the outro being a triple negative for a total of 96 negatives to story. I hated it. But it's even worse on the gameplay, because there are only 7 positives to gameplay. Let's get in, and I want to remind you, net negative 102 due to gameplay. I liked being able to control Odin in the prologue. That was pretty fun. Warping back to Academia, that should say, is fast and simple. That's why you proofread, kids. Hell, I'm proving why this game should have been fucking proofread. I couldn't even be bothered to proofread my own notes on the damn thing. But yeah, being able to warp back to Academia whenever you want, pretty much, almost whenever the hell you want, and is actually nice. I actually like that. Then there's the arena training, which actually helps you to get a feel for the playstyle, to figure out which Class 0 member's playstyle you like the most. That was good. Status effects not lasting. That was worthy of a plus. Exp stain when you abort a mission. This is awesome, because this actually came up in Chapter 4 specifically, where I couldn't beat the mission, but then I could abort it, and all of the X stayed when I hit abort. Good stuff. Then there was the cathartic moment of using Bahamut Zero to end the dumb bitch that initiates that forced to lose fight in Chapter 5. I don't even remember her fucking name, and I don't care. I just want her. I just don't even want to think about this game anymore. And admittedly, the New Game Plus is actually a solid New Game Plus. It is literally just dump you into at the beginning of the game with all of your levels and items that you ended the game with. So there's that. Also, there's some stuff that unlocks on the New Game Plus run. I don't care, and I'm never playing this game again, so I'll never know. I already deleted my save data because I hate it that much. Now let's get into the negatives. Even for a PSP game, this game has shit. It has shit options. options. I gave the controls a triple negative, with harvesting Fantona being a particular irritant, so technically 4 controls negatives to controls. 3 camera negatives, because oh god do I hate it. The fog in the world map is just fucking stupid. The lack of a map is just disorienting. Yes, there's one in the pause menu, but there really isn't much of a map when you're in missions and that. Like, you kind of have one, but it's no. You need like a mini map and or a map you can kind of plaster so you can kind of plan out your route. Now, you can technically do that with the pause menu, but that still leaves you open, and it's fucking stupid. The pacing was garbage. I hated the occupation gameplay. Hey, the RTS mode? I hated that shit. That shit can die in a fire. The visual distinction was a triple negative. I gave a negative to tutorials and tutorialization, which ironically enough in Advanced Wars, I gave a plus to both. So, I hate Academia as a hub. There's no fast travel whatsoever in the entire game, which is just what the hell. Outside of warping back to Academia, there is literally no fast travel. Boss design, or lack thereof, got a negative. The encounter rate was a triple negative. The placement of enemies sucked. I hate the encounter design. Again, it feels like a lack of design. Audio spam was a triple negative. I absolutely fucking hate the lack of feeling awesome and powerful in this game. Fuck the viscerality. Triple negative. Bad gameplay flow. I gave gameplay flow. Oh, I figured flow was a term I used somewhere, but there you go. I can actually, there you go. I changed it to the cutscene flow. But anyways, railroading, backtracking was a triple negative. The gameplay flow was a triple negative. Let's see. Enemies being way too fast and agile. I fucking hate it. Especially with some of your characters having these, like, dinky, slow attacks. It's like, you basically have to get lucky, and that's awful. Awful. Never mind the fact that they're oftentimes their AI is set to coward. Speaking of AI, the ally AI is absolute dog shit and is a triple negative. The difficulty curve and power progression curves were just god-awful. Traversal in this game is so bad. Especially because of the time limit for riding a chocobo. Even one that you hatched yourself. Someone want to fucking explain that to me? Like, no, seriously, fucking explain how the fuck that makes any fucking sense whatsoever. And yes, I know I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs, and it's because this game is absolute dog shit. Oh shit, did I put audio spam twice? I did. You know what? I'm actually going to fix this. Where is my audio spam? With a particular irritant being the enemies saying the same phrases over and over and over and fucking over again. Earning it another full 3 negatives. So, you might think I'm cheating with this one, and if you want to argue that, I will not argue against you. But the fact of the matter is that there is the audio spam of just everything that happens in the game. And then there's the audio spam that is. Then there's the fact that the audio spam is the same phrases over and over and over and over and fucking over again. And it's just so irritating. So, there we go. Salvaged that. In your inability to run from overworld encounters, and that fucks you over a lot because there's overworld encounters that are literally level 99 beasts that just are randomly on the map. They touch you, you die. That's it. Or back to academia, or have some Phoenix Downs on you, which is really hard to do. I hate that so much. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, I ended the game. My first loop of the game ended with my highest level being 34 to 36. Let that sink in. Now, granted, that's because the final boss is also piss easy, so if you can get up to him, you win, but that's beside the point. Also, there's no pausing for anything. Mobile game. Then there's the radar, which just sucks worse than the fucking multiplayer radar in GoldenEye 007 on the N64. God. Then there's the lack of info in game. That was a triple negative. The animations in gameplay are bad. The itemization is just terra bad. The overworld, those were triple negatives. The overworld design just absolutely sucks. / is non-existent. Then I gave specific members of Class 0 negatives for how they control. None of them got positives because I didn't feel like any of them controlled nice. But then there were particular ones that were just awful to play as. Deuce was just garbage. She is slow, and while she's attacking, she's defenseless because her attacking is literally her playing on her magic flute, and she walks incredibly fucking slow while she plays it. There's no running around while she's playing it or anything. No, she is literally just walking super slow. She is constantly open, so unless you know what you're fucking doing, you're not gonna get through. You're not gonna do anything with her unless you use magic, and that would be fine if the magic system didn't fucking suck in this game. I didn't give it specific negatives, but ugh. Then there's Queen, who has power, but her attacking animation makes her not fun to play as. And then Cater, she has range, but man, does she lack in power. Good lord. Then there's Jack, who also has power, but he moves painfully slow, and his wind-up and cooldowns on his swings make him a chore to play as. Then there's Sync, same deal, except a little bit less. She has power, but her animation's backstabber. And that was it. The intro was also a negative. Then fighting Bashar in that mech in Chapter 2, that was just a dumb fight because it's literally a do it one way or get fucked, and I kind of hate it. You could basically... Actually, you know what? During the 2 fights you face him in it are just a fucking awful set of fights. There. The second one wasn't as bad as the first, and that's why I kind of gave it a pass. Although it was the other fight that kind of pissed me off. Then there's the infiltration during Chapter 3, which is just stupid. You constantly get detected for no fault of your own half the fucking time. The lack of a map really gives you grief there. So that was a triple negative. Negative for all that shit. Then there's the escape mission in Chapter 4, overlong and full of cheap bullshit. The main mission of Chapter 5 is overlong, sloggy, and has an entire section of padding. It's the only section of padding in the entire game. That's why the game didn't get an overall padding negative, by the way. Then there's the Cloister of Manifestation. Way too easy to fuck it up by pressing the wrong button, and resetting means repeating the teleport maze just before it at best, depending on if you save just before the teleport maze. Not a fan. Then there's Group B's version of the amphitheater, which is just awful. It's unintuitive, and frankly, the solution is moon logic. See, what you got to do is you got to break the pillars in a specific sequence, and then proceed to the exit. And oh yeah, by the way, you're on a time limit before one of your characters dies. Yeah, not a fan. Oh yeah, by the way, those missions that kill you if you fail, those are forced on you. They're called Sid's Crucible in the final dungeon. So yeah. Then there's Pandemonium in general, which is just yes, it has the same name as the dungeon from FF2, but this is the assholic version. Which I'll remind you, FF2's one had high encounter rates, monster chests, and was literally just a straight shot with no saves or recoveries until you got to the Emperor. And this is the worst one, in my opinion, because it's got a lot of bullshit gimmicks. And the navigation is just awful. And then the final battle is insultingly easy on top of it all. I didn't give any negatives for the final battle, mostly because I felt like the battle itself was just easy, and there was no reason to worry about it. Oh yeah, and then I gave the outro in general a triple negative. I hate this game. I despise this game with every fiber of my being. I cannot stand it. I will never play this dumpster fire again. I am getting this game out of my fucking house at my next opportunity, which may or may not be Friday. We'll see. And then that's it. That's it. After that, I'm done. Oh, God. I hate this game. I hate this game so fucking much. Blue Wolf Alex the Lore Walker signing out. Have a good one. Fuck this game.